presentation titled AI in the Modern World. شهريار ممنون.
Hello, thanks for having me. So I have around 50 slides, so I will need to be quick, but so let's get started. So I'm Sako. You can feel free to find me on the LinkedIn. So I'm coming from the Bay Area, working on a seed stage startup. I can't name it because it's still in still small, early stage, but very promising, and quite a few enterprise customers. So basically, we have a hackathon challenge today. So I have 3 gifts for you. So you can see here. First one is $100. I won actually by LinkedIn post. It was given away from you.com. So what you need to do during the talk, just take a slide or something you learn, share it on LinkedIn, tag me, and you will get it by the end of the talk. And then on the way from airport, I got 2 books, I guess. One is on AI, one is on communication, public speaking. So both are skills you need to have today. So we'll come to it after the talk. So is it clear, the rules? Yeah. And thank you for having me, first of all. And the reason I'm here, because I have been a student, and I know it's hard to deal with a visa to get a job, especially in AI. It's even worse for the people who have experience. So I will try as much as to be helpful, and the slides I will also share after publicly. So feel free if you didn't get it, didn't understand, check it after. So let's go. Okay. Oops. I guess. Okay. Briefly about me. So beside engineering, I went to a bunch of hackathons, especially after ChatGPT came. The reason I started because the best way to learn AI is just doing things, and hackathons are best playground for this. It's kind of when you go to work. Usually, if you don't work in AI startup, things are a bit slow, but AI is changing things faster. From idea to some product, you know that it's becoming even faster. So on the side, I started also playing basketball. There is also reasoning. It helps you with a kind of your cognitive skill in a way, because we have a lot of interest in the Bay Area that they're burning out. You can see all this AI like pushing harder, and then you have like 100 hours workouts and so it's crazy, and it's real. Okay, so in order not to get to burnout, it's better to do some side activities. For me, it was a basketball. I started last year, and okay, this is also a Civic Symphony. This is my art side. I love just to go to the Civic Symphony, and this is one of my friends. He's like city startup founder. He's just directing the symphony. So if you have in your area, I'm sure you can find out. Just I wish some of these things somebody would tell me earlier. So I think it's a bit delayed. Maybe this way. Okay, and this year I started also code plant. This is another thing, like, and here is few reasoning, and especially you will hear more in Bay Area. A lot of people talking about the longevity, which has 4 pillars. I will definitely tell you, go check out, and especially with AI, it's so obvious that you should avoid sugar, you should have a good sleep, and you should have a good diet, exercise, and all these things. So this is definitely helping for me. So this is briefly about me, and okay. So I was on vacation in February and March in Azerbaijan, and here is a few of my contributions to the local community over there. And feel free to check out all of them. I shared on my LinkedIn as well. So 3 podcasts, if you find them useful, they're all in Azerbaijan. And the reason I'm sharing, it's not like, hey, I did that. It's like, I think everybody's going there should do it as it is in their scope, because their people need you. Even some obvious stuff for you, I think they will find so much useful, so much help. So This way.
Siz əgər bir full-time işdən 3 manat qazanırsınız və ya da ki, siz startda belə 3000 manat revenue edirsiniz, o revenue 6000 manat eləməz. Tətil o mənada ki, artıq tam edir, yəni rəqabət edir.
Tutmayacaq.
Okay, sorry. Getting some inspiration. So now in the job market, there are like, according to NG, you can see there are 4 kind of skill sets, you will say. There are junior people who use AI. There are senior people who use AI, and there are junior and senior people who doesn't use AI. So you are more employable if you are experienced and using AI. So if you're junior, if you're getting into the industry, try to have experience with some of the AI tools. So this is kind of hireable engineering priority today. And job market is still good. If somebody tells, oh, AI get the positions, don't believe to it. The market is still there. You can see 500 billion money. Also, investments are coming to AI, so definitely the market is there. You just need to have the right skills for that. Okay. AI is multiplier, not equalizer. So if you had the impression that AI will help me to be better and be competitive, it's wrong. Like before AI, you have to be already competitive in order to be good or succeed in the AI area. So AI is not equalizer. So this is from Andrew Chen, A16Z. So that's, and here is a few of the leaders I met in person. I'm lucky, and I would definitely recommend you to follow because there are so much stuff happening. This few of the industry leaders I kind of admire. And this is who heard AGI term? What's the definition of AGI? Do you know what's the definition of AGI? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So there is thing you probably also have heard or might not heard, singularity. So singularity is when AI as intelligent will pass the human. So, and from the Mustafa Suleyman, there are 4 things we should stop AI doing it. For the sake of time, I will just list them. So AI should not self-improve, AI should not have its own goals, and it should not automatically take a decision, and it should not acquire its own resources. So if that happens, we are in danger as humanity. So when people talking about building safety, AI safely and all these things, responsible AI, this is 4 things we should avoid. So this is a little motivation. I know a lot of people say, oh, we don't need engineers and so forth. This is from the event, the Amazon CEO from the keynote speak. So future belongs to the developer. So we still need engineers. But the engineers we used to know is not the same engineer as we need today. So okay, this is one of my favorite industry leaders. I will definitely strongly recommend you to go check all his keynotes. He has been the CTO of Amazon, the brain behind all Amazon today, the AWS cloud, all these things. So one of the things, unfortunately, it was the last his keynote. We won't see him next year, but the good news, there is 14 recordings of his, so you can go check it out. So basically, he introduced at the Reinvent Renaissance developer. So this is today's when we call engineer, we need to have a 5 key traits, and which are listed here. You have to be curious, you have to be polymath, owner, system thinker, and communicator. So do you understand all these things? Does it make sense? Do you follow me? Huh? Polymath is like, it doesn't mean like you have to be special. You have to have a good foundation on all the fields. And then there should be like T-shaped skills, and one place you can be more specialized, but you should have understand. Let's say if you are just a security engineer, you should still understand how's the networking work, underlying how's the cloud and all these pieces, but then you should build your own expertise. So you should understand all the algorithms and all these things like foundational knowledge, and then it should make it easier whenever you need to, you can go pick things up faster. So that's like being polymath today. So it's like more generalist versus specialist in a way, and generalist and specialist, it's kind of mixing them together in a way. Okay, your AI journey start today. So one of the things I would say, like what you need to have developed, like you have to start giving it. Especially, doesn't matter to be successful. It's not about just going networking. You have to find what you can give to the world, to the people around you. And I listed a few things here, like even if you're a student, like you can go find a topic that you are excited about it and go start writing and share your ideas. Trust me, there will be more people interested and you will see like it will compound over time. So don't think that if I'm early in my career, I don't have anything to give. Everyone has something to give, okay? And this is some of the challenges me talking in, especially in Azerbaijan, is early student. This is it's not about like, I think a lot of people lack of motivation. AI is here, they are lost. It's just, I think it's more than like abundance. And key message for me here will be like, find a good mentor. I wish I had a mentor. Is that you can do things faster and easier. There is a better way to do things. Just have a right mentor. It doesn't have to be one mentor, but it can have multiple. So just find the right people who can guide you, who you are behind in terms of your career. So that's kind of, direction is more important than execution. So here is the two paths for me, like in the AI area, like there are two paths you have to pick. One is like if you wanna build your own thing, like that's fine. As entrepreneurship skills, you have to own end-to-end, like how to build things and how to sell. And second path, like if you want to be employable, you have to be on top 1%, whatever you do. Doesn't matter what you already do, you just have to be on the top 1%. And here is a few of things I mentioned, like to get there. But like you can be average, you just have to craft your skills. So my best recommendation would be if you are looking for the resources, Deep Learning AI has a lot of courses, and I will recommend one of the best resources to go there. And I list also a few coding tools that you can go and probably you're already familiar, check this, but the best way to learn again to do it. So one of the things I think, especially students, when you get a job offer or you have multiple evaluating, because this is not common when you are based in Azerbaijan, because like, what if you get an offer letter, what you need to evaluate, how you can evaluate the startup, the offer letter you have. So I listed a couple things that I wish somebody would tell someone. You should ask like, what's the funding, what's the valuation, what's the employee count? Like, because if the company burning the cash, if they will run out of the business in 3 months, you have to get some of the early signals about it. So especially if you're joining AI startup, a lot of AI startups have a funding, but they don't have a customer. So you have to try to find a join AI startup which also makes money, which also has a customer. So in a way, like financial, like how much they're spending, how much they're making money, and equity is like what equity, how much equity you're getting, and all this stuff. So this is kind of key areas you have to evaluate when you get an offer. I'm gonna move a bit fast, so it's a few refresher slides about the AI are listed here, but AI is the new electricity. Obviously, you are seeing in day to day how and where it's being used. And today is mostly people are talking about autonomous agents, where you just give a task to AI and it will just do it. It will go find out the data, it will go talk to LLM, large language model, and all these things, and it will come to you back with results. So it's like, you're probably hearing a lot like agency, where it's like some outcome of the insight, yeah? For example, if you have a product just showing a nice dashboard, today in software, it doesn't work anymore. You have to sell outcome. You should you plug this to your product or whatever, and you will save 1 million, or you will make 2 million in revenue. So you should sell outcome in today's software world, not the kind of inside or nice dashboard. So, and this is a bit about AI history, probably you can find, but the key message here, things have changed drastically after ChatGPT, if you notice. Now, like in Wall Street, there is 2 buckets of companies, pre-AI and post-AI companies. And post-AI companies are run in a different way, and they have one of the key metrics, like revenue per employee. So it means you need to have a smaller team, and revenue per employee must be much higher. So then if you need to do more, you should look into how I can plug more agents to do the things versus hiring the people. So having more autonomy in post-AI companies is priority versus hiring more talent. So which means pre-ChatGPT 40% year-over-year growth was a good metric, but now it's not anymore. So if you want to get and raise the next funding, you should at least have a crazy growth. So at least multiple. So that being said, when you are looking into companies, try to look at the companies or startup created after 2022. So, and here is probably but now today is I think Gen AI we already know like ChatGPT generating the text, but robotics, physics, AI. I think we will see more robots around it, and you can see already autonomous driving, full self-driving, all this stuff are happening in the physical world. So it's kind of, we are living in a world where like physical and digital world are merging, where you can see, when you go to socials, you will see more AI singers and all these things and this huge number of followers. And then when you come to real world, then you will see more robots serving people. So it's like, this is happening in both ways. So it's like these both realities are merging. And probably, this is more traditional things. You see AI in your daily life, so just a few of them listed when you're listening to music, and also it's like you are basically, the companies are better understanding the user. It means they can better control you. So in a way, like they can sell more and all these addictions. So it comes with its own challenges. So the market is huge. Again, as I said, it's growing. It's 1.8 trillion, and this is a couple areas that AI revolution is happening. So even the drug discovery, I think it went from 10 years to 1 year, drug discovery. So AI is impacting usually across the industry. It's not just one that it's impacting all the industries we are in, all the services we are getting. So, and especially in coding agent, you see companies like Lovable, Cursor, Repli, they are coming up, and which means we used to have maybe 40 million engineers, now we have 100 million non-engineers, but they can build a product. So the market for the coding agent is also exploding. So in a way, like, you still need engineers to understand the code, but in a way, there are also people who, without reading the code, who can deliver the software. So we are moving to the world where we have more custom software built rather than the few players building it. So we can see it from the drug discovery from 12 years to 12 months. So that's already happening. So AI transformation education. So for student teacher, when I was also in Boston in the hackathon, I could see that it's also a challenge, not just for the normal university, even top university having a challenge where to adapt with a new way of learning, how you can adapt to them in AI world like academics. So I think more disruption will come in education as well. So AI is in the business. I will say I wasn't glad like it's a customer service platform. Before, the companies used to have a big number of people, they had a customer support team, but now AI agents replacing them, and it's becoming harder to differentiate if you are talking to AI versus the people. So definitely, and then in terms of global investment, you can see like a lot of money, but the bottleneck is in now building these data centers is the electricity. And I think a lot of regulation around it has to change, but again, the investment is there, but like sometimes the big data center cannot run because just purely lack of electricity. So there are a couple ethical challenges, and you need to be aware of, and also security challenges. You can see some of these tweets where like people are deleting the production data. So it's like you can't just give full access to all your personal data in a way like and expect AI magic will happen. You can just be aware that it can go sometimes do some action that will harm you. So it can go just delete database, like in this case. So this is one of our friends creator of the Google Translate, so he has a nice book. I put also link here, the parenting approach, where whatever you train the apps we have, like, it's like you have to make sure that like whatever data we are feeding to them, they won't take over control over us. So I think having control around our screen time and everything, that's important, especially in AI world, because all these AI labs, you see all these copyright lawsuits going left and right, so it's a lot of things happening in a way like it's good practice just to have more privacy, more control over your data. So, I guess how we are doing this timing? Are we good with timing? Okay, good. Okay, the framework that matters. So this is from Sequoia. So they were mentioning like the three things like modes, affordance, and diffusion. Customer back, overtake out. So it's like tech innovating faster than the customer can catch up, and in a way like go after the customer versus like following what's the latest greatest on the tech side. So the gap, like the mode, is between. So even so, AI labs are moving faster. The customer is not as fast as them. So the gap between is your mode. If you're creating startup, you have to focus on that market. So pick the best technologies out there and serve the customer. So and make sure there is no friction, because like reliability is the key when you are building AI solution. And the last thing is capability and adoption. There is a gap between diffusion. So focus on these three things if you are building startup will make a difference. So there was for a while an industry challenge if there will be a single person who will create a $1 billion company, and I think it's a couple months ago it was already created by a startup called Matthew Ballinger, single person, 1 point, I think revenue should be, but yeah. But at least the valuation is over 1 billion, so this is already happening. People just by using AI building $1 billion companies. My favorite topic, hackathons, how we are doing. I know it's end of the talk, so you guys are tired, but yeah, I will try as much as fast as I can. So hackathon, this is my rule. Like idea, you don't have to have idea, you don't have to have a defensive tool and just build something useful. Hackathon being disrupted as well, it's not as fun as it used to be because everybody is using AI agent and you can see more non-technical people are joining the hackathons in a way. But still, it's, if you go with the right mindset, I think you can still get the value and good use of time. And so this is the key skills you will get, like fast decision making. There are three kind of for the decision making when it comes to decision making. First, I think you make a right decision. Second, you make a wrong decision. The worst thing, you don't make any decision. So for the next 5 years, if you're not doing any decision, you will left behind. So even if it's right or wrong, just do it. Just don't sit home, go out, just do something. For the next 5 years, it's a key. It's like there's a big competition, you know, in the cloud, and we have a clear winner. The same will happen in AI. In the next 5 years, market will find the winners. But meanwhile, till we get there, there's a time, so just do your best. And this is my hackathon training strategy. In terms of the values, like I care about integrity, passion, doer, and giver mentality. So this is like for the reference, how you can map it to the hackathon. And in general, so this is from the sport, where you have if you need to set a goal, set the 3 goals. For example, process, performance, outcome. For example, for the next 10 days, I'm going to post on LinkedIn 1 post, or I'm going, for the next 10 weeks, I'm going 1 event per week, something like that. It's like a process goal, which you have to control. Performance, if you are doing something for 2 hours, set a goal, can I do it in 1 hour? So this is these kind of goals. And the outcome based, try to say, hey, I want to have, I have a friend who challenged herself, like she was working at Apple, in next 90 days, if I don't get another job, I will leave my current job. And before 3 days ago, and she messaged me and she got a job. So it's like having some kind of these goals, like where you will challenge yourself artificially, even so, you don't have to. And she was in the visa as well, so it wasn't that easy. So just having that kind of goals will help. Okay, this is my playbook for the hackathon when I go, but again, for the sake of time, I will just quickly go through. The whiteboarding is a key when you're at the hackathon. Just find the right mindset of people. That's the one of the valuable things you will do. Just get the idea, define who's the customer, and then focus on the how you're gonna make this person or this customer make more money within the less time and lower their risk and higher reputation. So ask this, and then you go design and build a product, and then you think about scale and user side of the product. So this is kind of my hackathon playbook. When I go, this is like 8 steps. I will follow. Okay. So the data, obviously in the AI area, is a key. So for the data flow, you have to have a good data. Like, and this is like model quality matters, like what model you use. Most of the industry, they will just use LLMs, like large language models, because they're so good and they're getting better. Nobody is really trying to train on their model. First, it's expensive. Second, it's not as good as the large language model. So if you are thinking to just go use the standard large language models. Second, like prompt quality, you probably heard a lot for the prompt engineering. So whatever the instructions you're gonna give, so this is the key. And third is a context quality, like what data you will send alongside your instruction to the AI. So this is like data part. And this is the final slide at the hackathon. It's kind of become a standard in a way, like I will go through like what's the project, one line, what it's about, why you decide to work on this problem, what's the problem, how big is the problem, solution architecture, team handling. So if you go to the hackathon, this is the slides, you can just use it. So the evolution of AI engineering, so everything started like is prompt engineering, where you will go write some prompts on the ChatGPT, get some code block, and then try to pipe them together and make it work. Then it switched to the context engineering, where you will have more agents doing some work, but then you will still navigate or guide the AI coding agents. And now it's harness engineering, where you just give them initial from what you're trying to do, and they will go iterate, kind of do the reasoning part of it, and then self-evolve, and then come to you once they achieve certain goals or outcomes. So this is where shifting everything, like harness engineering, end-to-end system control, like go, retry, do your thing, just come to me when you have a final result. So this is where a lot of companies burn lots of tokens, because if you notice, if you were following the news on Anthropic, they stop OpenClaw agent use on their max plan, because some people were paying $20 per month, and then they were burning 20,000 plus tokens. So harness engineering in the practice, so it's pretty much execution, orchestration, feedback, everything will run. So you will just give the initial instruction. So don't get into the trap that if I just have AI, I don't need to read the code. And because sometimes you have to take a control, especially if AI will stop, you have to be able to debug it and you unlock to move forward. And sometimes if you are not really careful, you will see unnecessary complexity and a lot of bugs and security bugs that are being added. So a lot of security hacks also happen just because people didn't read the code and AI just shipped some buggy insecurity. So this is one of the paper, like production agents building. I think the key challenge across industries today is also like reliability. Still a lot of companies spending time. I think it's getting better in a way, but like this is in production AI agent, the key still challenge is reliability. So, and having human in the loop still, it's a key factor where you don't fully let AI to do it, but then you have humans in the loop especially for the critical systems. So probably you heard OpenClaw. Anyone heard OpenClaw? What it does?
AI tool, I guess. So, I don't know what it does, but I heard about it.
Okay. You heard a lot and
I never used it.
you never used it? Okay. So have you heard also, guys, about the Apple Mac Mini? a lot. So if you properly sandbox it, it is safe. But if you just give access to your data, it's not as safe. But
so could you give on what happened with the Mac Minis? I think that's a good point you were bringing up.
so Mac Mini is a very like one thing like you can run OpenClaw on your laptop, give access to all your email and everything, but then if you expose it to public internet, somebody or for the customer or whatever, if you don't make a security card, like it can go, if you give instruction, it can go without a permission to do something wrong. So Mac Mini in a way like you are isolating, and Mac Mini is cheaper to run on the electricity and you can run it 24 hours. So this is good for that use case where you can just run personal agent on that Mac Mini, kind of isolate and don't have too much access to your data. So it's pretty much, it's not really novel. I think there was a lot of buzz, but actually what it's doing, just have a nice interface where you can use it as a Telegram or WhatsApp channel, and then it will just give some instruction, it will go talk to AI and then to your data, and will do certain action, and then it will go be able to change its own code. So that's a beauty side. That's called self-evolving AI agent. So that's kind of one of the first examples where it actually works. So okay, so this is Android co-founder Rich Miner, so from his talk on the 2 weeks ago hackathon. So pretty much there are a few things he mentioned I wanted to bring, and then the last thing you can see, the future is seamless agent across app devices and real world invisible infrastructure. So even so AI is so advanced today, you can't call, your AI agent cannot easily go order Uber on your behalf because it's not really well integrated. So this is where we're gonna see all these agents gonna be well integrated natively, and then you will just voice, hey, order me cheapest Uber or whatever, or food or whatever. So you'll be able, his voice, talk to your agent, do all these seamlessly. So this is kind of where the apps will switch over. Okay, I think that was my last slide. We did okay this time. Yeah. If you have any questions, yeah, please. Okay, and this is.
Yeah, I got it.
I know everyone tired. We did it. I will share the slides. If you didn't get everything, feel free to reach me out after. Thank you. Yes.
So thank you very much for this helpful presentation. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you.
I would love to share the post on LinkedIn profile, but fortunately I have some concentration application.
Oh, no worries.
Well, I'm gonna do it this night after the event. So I would love to listen. I would love to get some recommendation about implementing AI. I know that after using AI many times for our project, it makes us very lazy, and sometimes even we can forget the basic stuff. I just want to know, as an engineer, how do you make yourself updated and improving your software skills, but at the same time implementing AI just for moving the faster? Because yeah, like AI helps us moving faster, but it's not always about like moving faster, but it's also about bringing some quality work to the table. So how do you manage that? What would be your best practices?
So I have actually good playbook on that. So currently the startup I'm working, we are 10 people company. We have 9 engineers and just one CEO who sells, and we are lagging behind to deliver. So we have to use AI. This is kind of AI native company. And my approach to that, I do like in 3 steps. First, when I get a problem, I need to do X. I will try to do as monolith, like just to understand. I will go to whiteboard and read and all this stuff. Second, once I have a good understanding, I will pass AI to it. Then I can evaluate. Then third, I will create a skill, AI skill, for example, how I can not do it. Like if I need to do it again, what AI skills can help, or somebody else can do it. So this is kind of also Anthropic versus OpenAI happen. Initially, OpenAI say like we don't need deterministic workflow. We don't need traditionally writing in Python. AI will take care of it. So then we had a lot of challenges with hallucination and all these things that you had to have like all these guardrails and all this stuff, which in critical systems you cannot do. But then Anthropic came and said, we will go just after one use case, and this is a coding use case. We will use AI to create traditionally deterministic workflows. That's where they were able to shine. Like you have to have a system where you use AI, where you use deterministic workflow, and then you kind of chain them. That's where you can have a autonomous system where like if you don't need AI, you can just use AI to generate a sample doing certain tasks, and then let AI use that tool when needed. So.
I totally agree. So as I understood from your speech, so first we have to analyze the entire project as a software architect.
Yeah.
We have to see the full picture of
Yes.
our application, then to use AI.
I can tell you even the funny story, like there was a time like the team was like, because when AI is stuck, then the debugging time, if you don't understand like what you did, then you can't have it in production like one day spending understanding what you did wrong, and unnecessary complexity. So it's better not to give full control to AI, and then give some control, and then be able to validate, evaluate, and make sure it's doing the right thing.
I totally agree with you. AI shouldn't control us. We should control AI, and we should implement the AI tools.
Yeah, I think what I mentioned in the slide earlier, like if you're not really a good engineer, AI is not going to help you. It's not equalizer. So.
Right. I totally agree. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I have a question. Because we have 2 books, I need to give it and then I will be done. So, what are the 5 skills for a Renaissance engineer? Then, have you heard of Renaissance developer? Renaissance developer. What are the 5 things? What are the 5 skills?
Come on, guys. Be active. Come on. Everyone's going to use AI to make that.
Huh? Oh, no. You can't. Be honest.
Don't use AI. Come on, guys. We got.
Could you?
What are the 5 skills for a Renaissance developer? What are the 5 attributes of Renaissance? You remember polymath? That was one of them. I will give you a keyword. Polymath. Then there was 4.
Critical thinking, I guess. We have.
Huh? No, you can't do it. Okay, you can't do it. Huh?
Database management, problem solving.
No.
Communication and
Come on, guys, you can do better. I'm not gonna give away book. You guys don't get it. Okay. Because this is kind of.
I think we have an answer, Sako.
Huh?
I think we have an answer.
You have it?
Wait, there's an answer here.
Where? Who is it? Okay.
Hello, my name is Lamar.
Okay.
I think it was owner,
Yes.
system thinker,
Yes.
communicator,
Yes. Polymath.
polymath, and curious.
Yes, you got it. Okay. So I think you got the book. I think you got the. So you had one question. So you got the AI book. Feel free to pick it up. You got the communication book.
Okay, let me come to the stage.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to the stage.
Okay. Okay, so second participation, let's think. The best question. Okay, so the best question gets, I think, public speaking, because asking right question is such a key skill. Sometimes you meet all these great people, you have 1 minute to express yourself. So as much as try to ask a good question, that way you will be remembered. Thank you. And this is for AI, so thank you for paying attention. We had a chance, and I'm gonna see if somebody get able to. Okay. I think we have one person tagging me. Rahime Allah verdi around. Okay, you got it? Yes. Okay, you got it. You know, we start with one, okay? Next time you will do better. Nice job. Okay. Thank you for your attention. I will share the slide. I see already some of you sent me friendship on LinkedIn or after the event. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.